Hello everyone. Today I will be summarizing one of the bestseller book, The Diary of a CEO, authored by Steven Bartlett. It contains 33 laws of business and life. Steven Bartlett is CEO, founder, co-founder and board member of four industry leading companies that collectively at their peaks reached a cumulative valuation of more than $1 billion. His companies employed thousands of people in every corner of the world. He is investor in more than 40 companies. He is marketing advisor for biggest brand companies such as Uber, Apple, Coca-Cola, Nike, Amazon and so on. According to him, four pillars of greatness are: first one, the self; second one, the story; third one, the philosophy; fourth one, the team. Let's understand each pillar one by one. First pillar, the self. This pillar is about you. Our self awareness, self control, self care, self esteem, and self story. The self is the only thing we have direct control over. To master it, which is no easy task, is to master your entire world. Second pillar, the story. This pillar is about storytelling and how to harness the laws of storytelling to persuade the humans that stand in your way to follow you, to buy from you, to believe you, to trust you, to hear you, and to understand you. Then the third pillar is the philosophy. This pillar is about the personal and professional philosophies that great people believe and live by. Your philosophy is the set of beliefs, values, or principles that guide your behavior. They are the fundamental beliefs that underpin your actions. Next, fourth pillar is the team. This pillar is about how to assemble and get the best out of your group of people. To become a great team, you need the right people bound together by the right culture. When you have great people bound by a great culture, the whole team becomes greater than the sum of its parts. Let's study each pillar in depth. Pillar 1, the self. Let's understand some important laws from pillar 1, the self. First law, fill your 5 buckets in right order. This law explains the 5 buckets that determine your human potential, how to fill them, and crucially, in which order you should fill them. 5 buckets are: first one, what you know, that is your knowledge. Second one, what you can do, that is your skills. Third one, who you know, your network. Fourth one, what you have, your resources. And fifth one, what the world thinks of you, that is your reputation. We usually start our professional life acquiring knowledge, and when this knowledge is applied, we call it a skill, right? When you have knowledge and skill, you become professionally valuable to others and your network grows. Consequently, when you have knowledge, skills, and a network, your access to resources expands. And once you have knowledge, skills, a valuable network, and resources, you will undoubtedly earn a reputation. Then the second law is to master it, you must create an obligation to teach it. This law explains the simple technique that world's most renowned intellectuals, authors, and philosophers use to become the master of their craft. In short, to master in any subject or area, we should teach it to others, which will clarify our concepts, and we can teach it in simple ways so anyone can understand it. You don't become a master because you are able to retain knowledge. You become master when you are able to release it. Then the third law, you should never disagree. This law will make you a master of communication, negotiation, conflict resolution, winning arguments, and changing people's minds. If we want to keep someone's brain lit up and receptive to your point of view, you must not start your response with a statement of disagreement. Instead, you can start with what's common and you agree with the other person. Then the fourth law, you must lean into bizarre behavior. This law teaches how to stay at forefront of rapidly changing world we live in, how to capitalize on change and change with the time. Now let's understand second pillar, that is the story in depth. Let's study some important laws from second pillar, the story. First law, useless absurdity will define you more than useful practicalities. This law shows you how to make your marketing or brand message travel 10 times further and reach 10 times more people with a hundredth of the budget. Let's take example of Elon Musk's Tesla company. Tesla's marketing strategy is absurdity. In a fraction of time that it's taken some of their competitors, Tesla has become one of the world's best selling car companies. The Tesla Model Y is the best selling car in Europe, and the Tesla Model 3 is one of the best selling luxury vehicles in United States. Tesla's advertising budget is $0. See, Tesla doesn't need to advertise because it's brand driven and defined by its absurdity. It is riddled with intentionally absurd features to make its customers, the media, and the public at large talk, laugh, and spread the word about the car. Whereas most car companies have named their driving modes comfort, standard, and sport, Tesla has amusingly embraced the power of absurdity by calling theirs insane, ludicrous, and ludicrous plus. In 2019, Tesla's got a new karaoke function which allows owners to turn their car into a karaoke machine. And in 2015, Tesla famously released a bioweapon defense mode which protects the driver from bioweapons. All these things sound immature and stupid, but when you dwell into social listening data, these absurd features produce more conversations than the useful features of all their key competitors combined. Remember, normality is ignored, absurdity sells. Then the next law, that is second law, shoot your psychological moonshots first. This law will show you how to create huge perceived value in your customers' minds with shockingly tiny, often free, superficial changes to your product, and it reveals the psychological tricks your favorite brands are using on you right now. Let's take example of Uber. Uber is a psychological moonshot. Uber is now default taxi app for more than 100 million people every month in 600 cities and 65 plus countries. In a high stress situations, when we are late for a flight, a meeting or an event, every second feels like minute, every minute feels like an hour, and every hour feels like a day, right? Reducing their customers' friction became Uber's key challenge, and so they launched an entire in house team of behavioral, that is, data scientists, psychologists, and neuroscientists in what we call Uber Labs. In their research, Uber Labs discovered several key psychological principles that impact a customer satisfaction with Uber and their perceptions of the overall experience. The peak end rule, idleness aversion, operational transparency, uncertainty anxiety, and the goal gradient effect. We judge our Uber trip experience almost at how they were at their peak or how they ended, right? Uber drivers are trained to be exceptionally kind to you at the end of a ride, moments before you rate them and offer them a tip. Customers will judge their experience on just two moments, the best or worst part and the end, right? Most of the times, when we wait for our Uber cab to arrive, we may get frustrated due to long waiting time. So Uber come up with idea to show on Google Map graphically where your ride is, how it's moving, and so on. This keeps us busy and we forget long waiting time, right? Then the next, that is third law, the frame matters more than the picture. This law explains how the way a product is presented to consumers drastically affects their perception of its value. The way that something is packaged has a big impact on how it's received. How something is framed affects how consumers perceive and value the brand. Then the next law, that is fourth law, let them try and they will buy. This law reveals the easiest way to get someone to love a product instantly. Getting your product into customers' hands remains an incredibly powerful tool for salespeople, marketers, and brands. Now move on to third pillar, that is the philosophy. Let's study some important laws from third pillar, the philosophy. First law, you must sweat the small stuff. This law reveals what every entrepreneur, athlete, and coach seems to instinctively know. Your success will be defined by your attitude towards small stuff, the things most people overlook, ignore, or don't care about. The easiest way to do big things is by focusing on the small things. If you improve yourself by just 1% every day, in a year, that is 365 days, you will become 37 times better. So just 1% can change your future. Then the next law, that is second law, you must outfail the competition. This law proves that the higher your failure rate, the higher your chances of success. Let's take example of booking.com. Many companies start with a nice product and market it all over the world. Booking.com did the opposite. It had a basic product and then worked hard to figure out what customers wanted. They failed many times. See, failure and invention are inseparable twins. To invent, you have to experiment, and if you know in advance that it's going to work, it's not an experiment, right? Big winners pay for so many experiments. Today, Booking.com has 20,300 employees and $10 billion in annual revenue. The website is available in 43 languages and features over 28 million listings in every corner of the world. Amazon also follows same fail faster religion. Amazon is the fastest ever company to reach annual sales of $100 billion. Let's move to the next law, that is third law, the power of negative manifestation. This law teaches us the power of something author called negative manifestation and how it can help you see red flags, future risk and anything else that stands in the way of your success. Whenever we start any idea execution or business, we should ask ourselves a pivotal question: why will this idea fail? The reality is that most startups fail, and when they do fail, they attribute their downfall to overestimating their prospects and underestimating the risks. So, each company should be clear why their idea may fail. This gives them idea whether startup or a company will survive or be dead, right? Let's move to the next law, that is fourth law, the discipline equation. This law teaches you how to be disciplined in anything that you set your mind to through a simple discipline equation and why discipline is the ultimate secret to being successful in any ambition we have. We prioritize things which really matters. We should definitely prioritize things, right? The allocation of time will determine if you succeed or fail in your life's work. Just remember, we don't have to be smarter than the rest. We have to be more disciplined than the rest. Now move on to fourth pillar, that is the team. Let's study some important laws from fourth pillar, the team. First law, ask who, not how. This law shows how to create incredible companies, projects, or organizations the easy way without having to learn more or do more yourself. When we need something done, we are being trained to ask ourselves, how can I do this? Right? The better question which the world's greatest founders default to asking is, who is the best person that can do this for me? Let's move to the second law, that is create a cult mentality. This law explains the secrets to creating a truly great culture within any team, company, or organization. You should define your company's mission and purpose. All employees should work together on it. We can define company policies and create atmosphere that celebrates achievements, progress, and so on. When you are at a startup, the first thing you have to believe is that you are going to change the world. See, if the culture is strong, new people will become like culture. And if the culture is weak, the culture will become like the new people. So we need to focus on maintaining a good culture in our company or organization. Then the third law, leverage the power of progress. This law shows the most important force for team engagement, motivation, and fulfillment in any organization. If you can make people feel like this, they will love being part of your team. To solve problems, encourage and celebrate small wins. This provides continuous forward momentum which creates an atmosphere of success and a positive sense that a team is moving towards their biggest goals. I hope the summary of this book will help everyone to be master of their own life, be a successful business person and leader of their life. I have seen 70% of the people who watch my videos don't subscribe my YouTube channel. Please do subscribe to my YouTube channel as this motivates me to create more such informative, educational and inspiring videos for you. Don't forget to like and share it with your friends, relatives and many more people. Thank you.